welcome back. I'm going to make an attempt at some casting, I think. I was able to get a scale the other day because this resin needs to be mixed by weight. It was way more money than I wanted to pay, but what are you going to do? You want to have it. If you want it, you got to pay the price, I guess. So I got a couple molds ready. I'm just going to try a small batch. Zero that so we're not weighing the cup. Okay, we're at 0. Not sure about this resin. Huh, we're not staying 0 for some reason. Okay, there we go. I got a bunch of molds ready, and I'm just going to mix up some resin and pour whatever I have enough for. I don't want to mix too much until I know what I'm doing. Okay, we got 39. Try to make it to 40 grams. Okay, that's 40. That's a strong smell. Smells just like fiberglass resin that I remember using body work. Anyway, they say they want 1 to 1.5% of activator. So I'm going to go on the low side because of the heat. I'll probably wait until it starts setting. I might not have more than 5 minutes. Okay, so 1.5%, 38 is going to be 3.8, which I guess I could just zero it again and go to 3.8. Yeah, why not? I think they give you a little dropper type thing here, so you can't go crazy with it. I can't get 3.8. It doesn't measure in points. So, okay, we got 4. That should be close enough. It's still less than 1.5%. So we'll stir it up. This isn't as thin as I expected either. Well, maybe it is. It's thinner, definitely thinner than silicone. Pour that, I got it rubber banded together. I hope everybody can see. Just tap on it, try to get the flow around because it doesn't seem like it's going down. Which maybe it don't take much either. Let's try a seat, because this one had a leak. I put some silicone in the edges. I have a feeling this is going to be a huge failure. And I'm going to have wasted a lot of money on it. It seems like the resin's not flowing down. Well, worst case I have molds, and if I ever find the right resin, I'll be able to make something. I think this is a rear housing, but I don't know. Probably didn't watch enough videos on the, watched a bunch of videos on mold making, but probably not enough on the actual pouring. I need need to try one with an open mold instead of all these two pieces. This will probably work much better. And try that blower and an injection manifold. Yeah, have a good feeling with it. The cone way on top, so we'll try that. Alright, I'm just gonna let it harden and see what happens. Try to clean up my mess here of spilled resin. Okay, so I'll bring you back here when it's hard and we'll see what it looks like. It's been about 2 or 3 hours here. I got a little bit impatient and started checking things before I brought you guys in to see. So I'm kind of more impatient now and I want to do this, so I figured I better get the camera on. I will say that I opened up this Pro Mod rear that was supposed to be this, and that was a failure. I mean, at first glance I thought it might be salvageable, looking at the back side, with a lot of cleanup obviously, but when I pulled it out, there's no front. So the resin obviously didn't run down into the cavity. And I know that I have the wrong resin here, but I was thinking I'd take a chance. I also opened up the second two-piece mold, which is a steering wheel. That one, I believe I might be able to make something out of. Or maybe not. It did run everywhere, but there's a whole lot of flash on it. If I can pull it out of here and get a close up. Actually, yeah, if I can do anything with that, I'd be amazed. Okay, so that's failure number 2. Okay, we'll go to this small block tunnel ram. That is a success. At least the first half. And the second. Yes, definitely a success. I mean, take a little bit of sanding on to put the angles on and to flatten the base of the plenum, but that is definitely a success. Stuff feels like it's maybe a little bit soft, but it's coming out pretty good. Okay, here's another. This was a blower and a fuel injection manifold. Now this is made off of a resin part. Again, complete success. I'm 100% happy with that. But you could have put a little bit more resin in, but it's fine. Let's check the injection manifold. I have extra sets of stacks, that's why I needed another manifold or two. That's close. It missed the two front bosses. but I'm not going to give up on that. I'm going to try another one. The mold's fine, it just, the resin just didn't run down in, but I'm like I said, I'm going to give that one another shot. Let's go for something hard, something that I know probably did not work, which is the struts first. Actually, most of this stuff I think isn't going to work. Yeah, the struts are nothing. Yeah, nothing ran down at all. That can go right in the trash. I didn't think they were going to work. That I'm going to have to make a new mold. Let's try a seat. I don't have a lot of faith in that either. Well, that's pretty perfect. Didn't have a lot of faith. A little bit of a nub at the headrest, but I can work with that. So I'm calling that a success. Let's try the other seat. I need a little cleanup work, but I'm going to call that a success too. You get some paint on there, that'll look like a plastic one. But this stuff does feel sticky. Probably shouldn't be unmolding it yet, but I'm impatient, so I'm going to. The Oldsmobile valve covers. Perfect. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try to look in the camera. You can see the script, the Oldsmobile script and the fins. So that's a success. We'll try one that I know is not a success, and that's going to be the rear end, or one of the rear ends. Yep, not a success. It actually did run down further than I thought, but must have got an air pocket and wouldn't let it go down. But I can work with that. If I can ever get the right resin, that might work. We'll try the other rear, which is probably also a failure. Next, my cut. Pretty sure I cut that. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's soft. I'm going to leave that in the mold. If it ever hardens up, it'll probably work. Really shouldn't be taking the stuff out yet, I guess. Except for the shallow molds. This is the tunnel ram top. And that worked. Just needs a little cleanup on the bottom. Pair of dominators. They're shallow mold too, so they should be cured. Not bad, need a lot of cleanup. Don't remember what this is. I'll have to take it out to find out, I guess. Ah, this is my other carburetors. I would say they're usable. This one probably won't be because this has a bad mold. It had the air pocket. A little bit of the bowl is missing. Possibly usable. I'm going to let this transmission sit a little while. I'm going to let those struts sit. I'm going to let the wings sit. So other than that, everything is unmolded. not disappointed. I'm actually surprised that I got some success. So I'm going to keep working from that. Still going to try to find some better resin. If I could thin this stuff down a little bit, that it would flow, I think it would work better. But I definitely want to make another one of them injection manifolds. Now I could work with that. I could add styrene to it, but actually no. It's missing part of here. You compare it to the real one. Grab it real quick. Yeah. Well, it's got some parts missing. But I'm going to try that again. I'm going to keep this video short this time because my last one on the molds got really long. So I'll probably come back yet when I unmold the rest of these, which may be tomorrow, but I'll hold the video until then and put it all together later. Alright, see you later. Well, it's the next day and I want to unmold some stuff here. I did pour a few more last night. Some that I'm sure are not going to work and some that maybe will. Actually, there was one already that I had to throw away. I took it out before I put the camera on. It was another try at a rear housing, and actually I can show. This is what I ended up with. I mean, I got most of the center section. I got an idea here though for some of these molds for the rear housings that I'm thinking maybe if I put a hole in the bottom that I can pour through so it won't trap air down there, and as it starts running out then I can just cover it with something. So I'm going to try that next time. But this is the one I think that was a little flimsy, so I'm going to open that up and see what it looks like now. And it's still a little flimsy. Oh, I see why it's flimsy. It seemed like it wasn't cured, but it's got a bad spot there, so it flexes. I think I can make something out of that though. I can support that. Put some super glue in it or something. Cut this pour spout off because the center is pretty good. Yeah, so it's not a complete failure. Let's see, what else did I have from yesterday that I was going to open? I think this is 350 turbo transmission. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm learning a little bit about which molds are okay and which are not. Now these are rear coilover shocks. And I know for sure if they come out, they're going to need a lot of cleanup. I mean, if they even work. Use it together. But again, I think I can work with them. I mean, I know you can make them pretty easy, but I think the casting will work. I mean, you can see the spring detail. Just a little bit of trimming here on the ends. I can make them work. What else do we got? Okay, that was part of my steering wheel. Yeah, I think the steering wheel was a failure again. I did take that out already. Yeah, there's a lot of flash on it. Whether I can clean it up, I doubt, but I may try it. Let's open up the wing, or spoiler, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I got nothing. That's just the top. Maybe there's a wing in there. Yeah, there is, and it's nice. That's perfect. Everything feels sticky though, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if that'll ever go away. And I have seats here too that they just feel sticky. And something fell on the floor. That was a strut, which I think I have struts to unmold too. Oh yeah, I tried another one of these blowers and injector manifolds. Yeah, the blowers work really good. That's another perfect casting. Hopefully this injection manifold came out better than the other one. Tried to pour down into the the low spots first. And I got one low spot there, which I'm pretty sure I could do something with it. I could even lower them all down and drill it and put the stacks in, but I could put a piece of styrene rod on there. I may try it, I may not. I may try to cast another one. Trash. What else do we have? Oh, I believe this might be the struts, which I don't have very high hopes for. Because I made a new mold. Yeah, that's a failure for sure. Let's see if the other one is. Yep, definite failure. I can scratch build struts, but I thought I'd like to try to cast them. And they may work if I get some resin that'll run a little bit better. What else do we got? We got a power glide. Throw these struts away. A power glide with a separate pan. Pan's nice. And the transmission is nice. Lost a little bit of detail here at the bell housing, but really not bad. Nothing that you'd have to worry about. And I think the last thing I got to try is the 4-link. These 4 links and wheelie bar assemblies. This was a shot in the dark the way I made the mold. I propped them up off the floor of the tray with some clay and some styrene, and I really had to do a lot of slicing on the mold. Again, I'm not expecting a whole lot here, but even if I could get just the 4-link without the wheelie bar, I can always add wheelie bars later. And I've scratch built 4-link, but it's really hard and it's not that good. I wasn't real happy with it. Oh, this isn't going to work, I don't think, because the center, once I can force that away, see the bars are down in. There's the wheelie bar part. Well, I'll be darned. It's not a complete failure. There's the wheelie bar on it. Now I don't have the detail of the coilover on that side because it was up off the floor, so it kind of made it flat. But I could probably trim that out. If the other one worked out, I'll have a pair. Just don't know why this seems so soft and sticky. I mean, I know I put enough hardener in it with my expensive scale. Need to pull this too hard and break it or bend it, but it's got to come out. I don't know, maybe after a couple days if it'll harden up. I can probably work with them. It's probably still better than my scratch built ones. So I'll definitely keep that mold. And now I got a lot of parts. Let's see, we got a pair of each kind of seat. I'll hold the camera up and let you see everything. I got a pair of the Pro Mod seats. I got a pair of the later style seats. I've got partial rear. I have valve covers. The small block Chevy valve covers, and I guess my camera's not focusing on that, and an intake. That's the injection manifold. An oil pan for a big block Chrysler and another tunnel ram top. Engine block for that big block Chrysler. Blower is another, that's carburetors. My spoiler. Pair of heads for the big block Chrysler. Actually, I believe they're Hemi. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Hemi. I can make valve covers for them later. Got my coilovers. Got my rear housing. Another transmission. Tunnel ram. Dominator carburetors need some cleanup. Supercharger, put those two blowers together. Other injection manifold. The Oldsmobile Pro Stock valve covers. Another tunnel ram top. Carburetors. So I think I'm good for a while now, until I get some more silicone and make some more molds and decide what else I want to try to make. We still have a small block Chevy engine transmission, just block with heads on it. And so that's it for now, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I actually enjoyed it, because when you have success, it's good. When you have failures, yeah, you try to learn from them, but when you succeed, it makes you feel good. So even though it's not, it's definitely not pro quality casting, I'm happy with it, and I can definitely work with it. All right, thanks for your support. See you later.